All right. So today's topic is all about what does it mean to control create, create from a place of control, um, and and lusting after something. So I've made two vows to myself today. My first vow is to not control create and to not lust after something. So what does that mean? If I want something to happen, sometimes I will imagine it happening, and I know that it's basically out of a dark place. It's like entertaining a dark idea and just like allowing myself to go there. I just I know I'm doing it, and I don't hold myself back. I don't stop myself. I don't course correct. That's my idea of lusting after something. So maybe I'm eating something. Maybe I know I shouldn't be doing something. I don't course correct. That's like choosing to lust. All right, that's just an example. Or be gluttonous. In that particular example, it could be a sexual thing. So that's the lust part. Here's the cool part: the control create part. So if you have a spiritual ego, what does that mean? If you have a spiritual ego, what does spiritual ego mean? It means you think you're the creator. That's what a spiritual ego is. At least my definition of it. Which means, okay, well, that means if I didn't brush my teeth this morning and I missed something, now I don't deserve God's blessing. Now I don't deserve a positive outcome. Let's say I'm in a waiting game and I'm waiting for a particular response, like an interview, a job interview. I'm waiting to hear back on a job interview, or I'm waiting to hear back on a deal, or I'm waiting to hear back from a particular person, significant other. Whatever the thing is that you're waiting on, or that you're, or that you're holding space for, that you're waiting to hear back on. If you're the type of person that thinks like, okay, well then, in order to maintain higher alignment or higher vibration and attract that in, then I need to be doing this and that. I need to be doing this and that, and I need to basically be perfect. And if I'm not perfect, then all of a sudden now I've given myself no grace and I completely sabotage the whole thing. I think that I sabotage the whole thing, and then I start going down in this downward spiral, and I'm holding myself in judgment, and that is maybe part of maybe having influence towards a result that you don't desire, that you're waiting to hear back on. Now, here's the cool part: is that we are so out of control in the way that we're not the creator. We're so out of control in the sense that you have, and I know I've said this before, but you got to remember something, is that the person that you're involved with, they're at free will. And then you have the higher plan. So, whatever the higher plan is, yeah, you have a chance to choose into that. But the other person, if they're in this higher plan with you, they still have to choose into that too. And so, usually you don't know what the higher plan is, let alone is that person even going to choose in. So for you to put all that pressure on yourself, because if you miss brushing your teeth, and now because you didn't do something, or you did something and you weren't perfect, you have a need to be perfect, you weren't perfect, and now you think you sabotaged this big thing that you're wanting because you think you need to be perfect and do it all yourself, even though God's in the picture, your higher self's in the picture, and this other person's in the picture. You're taking all that responsibility on. And so that is an example of control. Control create. Now, the other thing is doing some kind of ritual in order for you to want a particular outcome. But let's say that particular ritual isn't necessarily, well, let's just say that that particular ritual is coming from a needy place still, as in you're doing that because you want something to happen. Well, the truth is you really don't even need to do that fucking ritual. I mean, if you're really in it with God and you're really in your trust and you're really in your knowing, you really don't even have to do that ritual. Because you know that as you're doing what you're doing, and as you show up doing what you need to do without having to do anything extra, it happens for you. Now, if you now an example of a good ritual might be, keeping your focus on something, like visualization. That's healthy, but trying to I don't know, man. Yeah, trying to control create something, as in, it's still just like you just got to notice. You just got to notice if you're doing a ritual from a needy place. That's really what it's about. Because if you're doing something, a ritual from a needy place, then ultimately you're still kind of in resistance to that whole thing, because you're trying to experience something prior to actually being able to happen. Now, I know that in some visualization techniques, you're supposed to imagine yourself doing those sorts of things, and that is very powerful. That is very powerful. It brings gratitude, and it brings a sense of just tears and gratitude, and when you're able to touch that sacred truth and that sacred vision that is possible, and really touch that the beauty and the love that sometimes can be a little challenging to see, because there's so many challenges surrounding it, but then you just kind of really break through all that and you see the truth for what it is, and you see what it is that you really want for yourself, and this possibility that's with you, and when you make contact with that and you discover what it is that you really want, it's powerful. It's just so powerful. And so when you make contact with something like that, and you continue to place your vision on that, that is powerful. That's something you can do. But to try to rush things along and get to that place and try to experience that prematurely, that's not going to work. That's what I'm going to say. That's control create. You have a vision, but you're going to try to, you gotta let things happen on their own time. So I hope that was helpful for you. And please visit my website, abundantbelief.com. Schedule a free consultation, read the education material that's on there, and allow yourself an opportunity to let something go and let something new come in. Because that's what I do. I do it every day. And this person that I get to meet right now, person that you're seeing in the camera, I get to know this person every day. And I love getting to know more of me every single day. It's like being in a relationship. Love getting to know this person. Love getting to know this person. Well, guess what? I got somebody that I get to learn from, and that I get to discover every single day. And that's me. So, when you have that relationship right, all your relationships get better. All your relationships get right. And you put yourself in the most beautiful positioning for things to happen for you.